Well, today I got Garth, one of my longtime customers. I think we've known each other for over 3 years now, but I'm going to let him introduce himself and what business he runs, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, thanks, bud. I'm Garth, chairman of American Hat, and I got some other side hustles as well, and always in marketing. And so I'm just always looking for marketing partners.
When you first found me, what were you looking for in a marketing partner, and how did you kind of feel about that whole experience of trying to find a marketing partner that's good, whether it's a CMO, a developer, or anything that you hire?
Yeah, like how you tee it up. Yeah, it's pretty shitty to be fair. The process to hire marketing agencies is brutal. You got to weed through some long contracts, and they're all one-sided, and quite frankly, you don't even know if they can perform, but they want you to sign this crazy contract. So, at the end of the day, I think hiring marketing partners, and I think you get to a certain stage in a company, you can either outsource the marketing or you can hire in-house.
And when we first met, or over the years, how did CGEM help? What was the experience from our first discovery call or hiring a few different partners from us?
I think the process just it streamlines the process. I don't know that anything's a slam dunk, but it's always nice to get somebody that's been referred from inner circle. And, at the end of the day, I don't think every agency's right for every brand. But that being said, it does a lot of the heavy lifting. You did a lot of the heavy lifting where, I got to interview one or two instead of interviewing maybe 10 and then really just crap shooting. I think we tend to hire who we like, and that doesn't always mean they can perform. That just means that we like them. And I think a lot of people, their picker's broken. Anyways, you've helped a lot in streamlining that, and we've found some gems and have had a good run.
Any results you'd like to share overall, just on the partners, overall level of the partners, or maybe even results that you've had in the company, just through different recommendations?
Yeah, we've had mixed results, some really good ones, some, what I would deem to be middle level results where they were with us for a period of time, 6 months, year or two even, which I think in an e-commerce brand by nature, if you're not turning over your partners every once in a while, you're probably stale. And so I don't know that in fairness that these partners are supposed to last forever. I always thought I was so loyal but yeah, we've had some really, really good experience. So we've got multiple people still on our team. I think we just parted ways with our longest tenure team member from you guys. And a lot of times that's, we're scaling and we're growing our company. I think we outgrow our teammates, and they only know what they know. And the fact is the brand has kind of outgrown what they know. And if you're honest about that and still want to push and grow, sometimes you got to make change even when it's hard.
So how would you describe overall experience using CGEM or me when it's finding different types of partners, and would you recommend it to others?
Yeah, definitely recommend it. Again, it's smooth. It's easy. Like you get to kind of weed out the top. It's, I compare it to, I used to do all of my own recruitment. I guess we would call it, hiring and firing. And, I now have an assistant that basically weeds out the first 100 resumes and hands me like 3. And that's kind of how I look at you, in the sense that you don't have all the answers, but man, if I can get it down from say 20 agencies down to 3, you've saved me, hundreds of hours a year in that process. So, I don't think nothing's a fail-proof model, but man, it's sure so much easier to weed through a couple than it is dozens or even hundreds if I'm looking for in-house employees.
Before using CGEM, how are you finding marketing partners, and was that process useful to you?
Yeah, so still word of mouth, but you just had a lot smaller pool of word of mouth, right? And I think that you've just widened our pool big time. Yeah, you're talking to and partnered with so many more agencies than, of course, a brand like us. We don't talk to hundreds of agencies. We talk to a couple. So I think that yes, that's probably the single biggest difference. And again, every brand's so different, and the needs are so different, and the size is so different. Finding an agency to cater to that. So yes, very helpful, and yes, I would recommend.
How many marketing partners would you have to go through without using CGEM?
Well, if you count how many we would have to fire, a lot. Yeah, we were very good at picking them. I'll be honest. We didn't have some secret sauce either. Like, but I think we interviewed 3 to 5 usually when we would go to hire someone. But again, where those 3 came from, just random. Or even better, yeah, you
Yeah.
surf the internet and the guy with the best SEO comes up. Like, or a lot of times they reach out to us and then you're like, oh, I like this guy. Let's give him a shot. And then 6 months later, you're like, God, that didn't work very well.
That's fair. That's fair.